United we play, united we win.
Deep right field, another absolute bomb over the flag
all the
court.
time.
We are family.
Outstanding effort again.
We're busting ours to kick yours.
That's big time.
Minus 15.
Respect all, fear none.
Oh, did he belt that one?
Intensity is not a perfume.
It was a no-doubter.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Craig, first of all, welcome to Baltimore. I'll be
Thank
like
you.
the 100th person to say that, I guess.
Doesn't get old, though. Doesn't get old.
Why did you feel like Baltimore was the right fit for you at this time? There was a lot of talk about some opportunities in the past, and you had elected to pull yourself kind of out of the running. Why now?
Yeah, first and foremost, it's the Baltimore Orioles, right? That's the historic franchise to get to be in that dugout with those players and be in this organization and the history of it. That's the first thing. And then getting into the weeds, talking with Mike and talking with the front office, you can kind of see their vision and what they laid out. Like they've done the rebuild and came out the other side. I'm just trying to, what Brandon instilled, his time here, and just try to keep it moving forward. And, the potential of that really intrigued me. And then, obviously you start looking at the roster and the talent just jumps out at you. So all those things combined, talking with my family, it was the right opportunity for me to jump on.
You also look at the history of the managers who have been here. Everybody's going to bring up Earl Weaver to you and what Buck Showalter did. And Brandon High was a two-time manager of your Sporting News.
Yeah. I mean, it just proves like the history of this place. I still remember when, I believe it was 2014, when Buck Showalter managed the team into the playoffs, and the whole team is celebrating. He's in front of the dugout, just sitting there watching. And I still remember it to this day. I thought that was the coolest thing I've seen from a manager to do. So, but yeah, I mean, it's tough for me. Those guys who managed, even Brandon, a two-time manager of the year, that's a lofty expectation. And for me, I'm just a type of person to kind of be where my feet are and take one day at a time. And hopefully, as the game starts, stack up in the days, hopefully we look up and we're in the playoffs and win the World Series.
I know one of the things that attracted the club to you is your background with the Rays, the Giants, and then the Guardians. How much can you pull from those organizations and bring them here?
Yeah, I think with anything in life, you kind of, the people you surround yourself with, the people you interact with, you kind of pull from everyone, all your experiences. So, I was very fortunate in this game to have, like you said, be a part of three really good organizations, but also those three organizations have really great people and really great coaches and teachers and communicators, and they poured into me to make myself better. So that's something where I'm going to take with me and bring that same culture to Baltimore. Is we're going to pour into our coaching staff, pour into the front office, and ultimately the players as well.
And how much of a part does analytics play in this? Because obviously it's got to be important, or you probably aren't here, obviously, because they put so much emphasis on the data that they collect.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, if any team is not using analytics in this day and age, you're behind. And like I said in the presser, like analytics is a small piece of how to win games, how to navigate games, ultimately get players better. You're trying to place good bets in this game, and those data points, those numbers, those analytics help you with those bets, but it's not the total puzzle. I think if anything, this game was 100% guarantee, every team will be doing it, but it's not. And there's still, there's nothing that has 100% guaranteed. So what it boils down to is the players. Human beings play this game. So you take those numbers, you talk to the players, you talk to the coaching staff, see what you can do, see what's digestible, and ultimately get the players' feedback and see how they're feeling about it. Because at the end of the day, the players play, we don't play.
Obviously, you mean a lot to Stephen Vogt because he was here for your
awesome.
press conference.
That was so cool.
Yeah. What do you feel like you really learned from him, kind of observing him as a manager, and maybe like with the handling of players, for example?
Just the communication skills. I mean, he makes everyone feel like they're Jose Ramirez, with Cleveland. And that's something that I noticed and take great pride in, and I follow his lead as well with that. And that's something where, yes, we're really good friends, but also we're kind of cut from the same cloth. I went about the same way. We both had a similar minor league trajectory where he was 26 in high A. And ultimately, he made it to the big leagues. I didn't, and had a great career. But that's something we share, is just the communication with the players, being upfront and honest, and he made everyone on that roster feel like they're going to impact the game that night. And that's something that I really want to bring to Baltimore as well.
What is the process for you of building a coaching staff?
Yeah, you just want to find the best teachers, the best communicators, team players, but first and foremost, just great human beings. You want to bring great people into the clubhouse, into the organization, because it's all about the players and the boys. And you want to make sure that the players feel like they're being supported at every turn, and our coaches can't have any egos. You have to put your ego by the wayside, pour into your players to maximize their talent. And that's something that we've been in the process of doing, is talking to different coaches, talking to the coaches that were on staff last year. So it's just been ongoing communication with everyone.
Have you been reaching out to players yet? Have you had a chance to talk to some of these guys? And what's been the reception?
No, it's been awesome. That's why you love players. Players are so much smarter than what people give them credit for. Like, they're already doing research on me and reference checks and stuff, which was cool. So I've reached out to a few of them. I'm trying to get to all of them. It's just tough because I'm getting bombarded with a bunch of different stuff, and rightfully so. And they understand that, which is awesome. And so right now I've probably reached out to about 7 or 8 of them. I'm not going to say 6, 7. Did that in the press conference for my kids, but
somewhere around there.
Yeah, somewhere around there. But no, it's been great conversation. Just wanted to introduce myself, get to know them a little bit, and then as we move on in the off season, we'll kind of dig in a little further.
Everybody I've talked to about you from your past, and of course, there are a lot of people that have stories and whatever else, but what an amazing catcher you were defensively behind the plate. Are you looking forward to kind of having a hands-on approach with an Adley Rutschman, a Samuel Basayo?
Yeah, I wouldn't say I will have a hands-on approach. I think that's something where, I had to learn going to Cleveland. Sandy Alomar was the catching coach there. Mm-hmm. And Sandy is one of the best people I've ever been around, and communicators and team players. So he let me, work with the catchers as well and have some input. But for me, I'm just going to be a resource for Adley and Basayo, and surround them with the best coaching to help their talents, shine. And I think both those guys, the sky's the limit for both those two. So it's my job to make sure we get the right coaches around them.
I've got to ask you, because I kept hearing the story of, and Bill Matthews, your former coach, told the story.
Okay.
I mean, there are a lot of stories.
Oh, yeah.
And they're all good.
Yeah.
But when you were catching, there was a walk-off home run, plate umpire must have lost track, handed you a new ball, you yelled, and you chucked it over the batter's eye in center field.
Yeah.
And I swear, because that's not an urban legend or whatever, I was there and saw it.
Yeah. That happened. It was against Barry University at their place, and it might have been Caesar Armageddon, I think it was his name. He had an absolute nuke off our pitcher for a walk-off. I mean, I remember 2 of their players sprinting onto the field and ran around the bases with him. It was a great baseball game. Mm-hmm. He had a great pitch out, and the umpire handed me the ball. I thought I threw it over the right field fence from home plate. But if he says batter's eye, I'm down with that too. That's a further throw. But yes, I did fire the ball over the fence. Yes, I did. I might have dropped a few F-bombs as well as I was throwing it, but yes.
And the last thing, there seems to be the obsession with the accent. I detect a slight, we'll call it a New England accent. Some people say Boston, some say Massachusetts.
Yeah, there's going to be subtitles on this?
Yeah. So I guess you're used to that by now.
Yeah.
But also, are you going to be practicing kind of the Baltimore, Ocean, you have to say Han? I mean, there's ways to blend in here.
Yeah, probably not. I mean, I've been away from home, honestly, since I was 17. I graduated, high school at 17, so when I went to college in Florida, and yes, I went back home for the summer months, and then, obviously playing professional baseball for the off season, but the accent has never left. So it's just stuck with me, and it's something that, when I try to talk normal, it's not good. It's terrible. Yeah, if I say in a harbor, and if I try to say inner harbor, it's so tough for me to even try to say that. So I should have, to try to do a Baltimore accent as well, that's not going to turn out good for anybody.
Okay, again, thank you so much. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Absolutely. Thank you.